The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week number 2 of the high school football scoreboard show here on the Missouri Sports Network. I'm Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy. We'll be along for the next hour and a half or so. A lot of games not final yet here going across the state, but we will update you on some things that have just come in as finals, including the finals from last night's contest as well. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch, 7 locations throughout the state, and they host the quarterback club in Springfield, Missouri, Pizza Ranch at the mall. And you'll be hearing more from them throughout the show. Also brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Central Bank of the Ozarks. Central Bank of the Ozarks, located there at Sunshine and Glenstone, Springfield, Missouri. Chevy dealers of the Ozarks, who sponsor our male and female athletes of the week, and you'll hear from one of them during the show tonight. Chase Morris from Southern Boone County had 9 receptions for 313 yards a week ago, and we'll visit with him here later on in the show. You might hear a little bit of softball talk as well. Also presented by Doak Propane. Doak Propane in Bolivar, Missouri, for all your propane needs in Polk County and surrounding counties. See the folks at Doak. We'll get right into this on our scoreboard here, and we'll update some things from Thursday night games in the 8-man football. It was Archie over Appleton City, 54-6. Drexel defeats Lockwood, 86-57. North County over St. Clair, 36-32. It was John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. I'm sorry, these are just Thursday night games. Not all 8-man football. The Mount Vernon Monette game was to have been played last night, suspended in the second quarter due to thunderstorms, and that will be resumed on Saturday at 7 p.m., that game in Monette. It was Sullivan over DeSoto, 38-0. University Academy defeats St. Mary's out of Kansas, 44-8. These are games from last night. Webb City and COC action defeats Carl Junction 47-7. It was Parkway Central over McClure 22-0. Parkway North defeated McClure North 43-0. It was Rittenhour over Webster Groves 46-3. Pattonville defeats Kirkwood 40-14. Games tonight in 8-man. It was King City over DeKalb 66-0. College Heights loses to Oric 82-30. Central Bank of the Ozarks gives us our 11-man football finals that we have at this point. It was St. Pius X Festus over DeBerg 47-0. Gallatin defeats Penny 40-0. It was Herman over South Callaway 20-0. Elsewhere, South Shelby defeats Western 43-6. Also finals, Lafayette County over Lawson, 56-19. It was Lamar shutting out Rogersville. Back-to-back shutouts for Lamar as they defeat Logan Rogersville 28-0. Seneca, 66-0 over Springfield Catholic, the Big 8 side of it. Chevy's of the Ozarks, 12 locations throughout Southwest and Central Missouri. Valley Catholic over Festus, 42-7. It was Nevada over Reed Spring, 34-7. Two good teams going at it there, but Nevada really going to give Lamar kind of a run for their money, I think, in that Big 8 West. But Lamar awful dominant up to this point. It was Southern Boone over Mexico, 14-6. That's where Riverview Gardens 57, Gateway 28. Solid Ridge Golf and Country, just outside of Bolivar, Missouri. You get a professional feel on that golf course, one of the most well-maintained and taken care of golf courses in the state of Missouri. It was Carthage over Branson, 49-0. Francis Howell defeats Jackson, 41-14. Eureka over Hazelwood West, 35-0. Kickapoo is on top of Camdenton, 21-11. That game late, obviously, in that contest, and we'll update those scores as soon as we get any finals. Saturday games to be played tomorrow. CBC will be playing East St. Louis out of Illinois. IMG Academy out of Florida will travel to DeSmet. Chaminade will take on MICDS. Solden will go to Roosevelt, and of course that Mount Vernon and Monette game will be finished as well. Just checking on the ticker right now. Come through here. Bolivar falls to Rolla 42-7. Nixon now up on the Osho 65-21 with 5:05 left in the fourth quarter. Polo is on top of Plattsburgh 55-14 with 4:25 remaining in the fourth. Warsaw defeats Versailles 32-12. That game just going final. As Milan defeats the 7th-ranked Harrisburg Bulldogs 41-6. Coach Cole getting his first win as the head coach at Milan. Windsor with 57 seconds left. Colcamp leads Windsor at Windsor 18-14. At the end of the third quarter, West Plains climbed back on top of Glendale 24-22. As Republic, now that game has gone final. Republic defeats Ozark 51-13. As I mentioned, 21-11. Kickapoo on top of Camdenton. There was 10:39 remaining in that game during that report. Waynesville right now with 37 remaining in the fourth quarter. They lead Parkview 46-14. Has gone final. Marionville defeats Willow Springs 28-6. Another final. Francis Howe defeats Jackson 41-14. Hannibal 47, Jeff City 28. Aeneas Williams sets a single game touchdown record. He got his 7th of the night with 5:21 remaining in the third quarter, so he may get in the end zone once again. And we'll update those scores as we continue to roll on here. We mentioned Polo and Plattsburgh. So final, and I mentioned Nevada. That's a final. Nevada over Reed Spring 34-7. In the fourth quarter, Lone Jack leads Midway 20-18. Final, Maryville defeats Harrisonville 49-6. And at last report at the end of the third quarter, Fair Grove was on top of Central 20-8. Now that's 30 minutes ago, so we'll see if that will be updated here soon. Again, Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. Great Southern Bank cares as much about your money as you do. Camdenton recovers a fumble from Kickapoo. Bad snap on a punt for a touchdown. But the PAT is no good. So with 6:11 remaining in the fourth quarter, Kickapoo 21, Camdenton 17. That just happened just now here at the Scoreboard, here at the Missouri Sports Network. Okay, you'll see here Harrisburg Bulldogs are down 35-0 at the end of the third quarter. That has been a while ago. So what we'll do now, we'll play an interview from earlier in the week with our Chevy Dealers Ozarks male athlete of the week here as we look for some of the scores to go final. And from Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, here's our athlete of the week conversation with Chase Morris from Southern Boone County. 9 receptions on 313 yards on 9 receptions and 3 touchdowns.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio, and as always, presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, Great Southern Bank, The Bank of Billings, established 1889, the oldest bank in Christian County. Labor's Local 663 and Shelter Insurance. And now here on our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment, we go 130 miles northeast of the studio to Southern Boone High School and head coach, football coach Mark Ross. Coach Ross, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Coach, just a little bit about our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week, Chase Morris. An outstanding game on Friday night and a 45-42 loss, but a tremendous game there for Chase. 9 receptions, 313 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Tell us a little bit about his game.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job of being all over the field. We kind of joked with him afterwards to think he ran about 5 miles on Friday night just while had a tremendous night, and that's pretty hard to do weekend. A great night, and we're really happy for him. And of course, broke the single game record here at Southern Boone, and so a pretty great night for him.
Tell us a little bit about him. What makes him special? First of all, is he just a sophomore?
And he's just so dynamic. There's just so many things that whether it's quick screen game, and he's also able to stretch the field vertically, and so we ask him to do a lot of different things, and we'll even hand the ball off to him. And it's always nice to have guys like that on your side.
Tell us just a little bit about the Eagles, their conference, what your schedule's like. I believe you're Class 3 this season, but tell us a little bit about the conference for folks, across the state that maybe aren't familiar with who you play.
Yeah, we're in the Tri-County Conference, and of course that's a very tough conference, and we have the likes of Blair Oaks and Booneville, Hallsville, centrally located here in Missouri, and it's an extremely tough schedule every year. Conference schedule, you throw in Odessa and Mexico on top of that. The schedule's but we look forward to the challenges of that, and the growth and opportunities that provides.
And Chase, I understand, is alongside, and I'd like to visit with him just a little bit. But Chase Morris, our Week 1 high school Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week. Chase, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Tell us a little bit about, from your standpoint, about the game on Friday night. Did you realize the yards that you were piling up?
No, I had no yards. I just knew that I had over 200 because they looked at Twitter and it was like Chase Morris 3 touchdowns for over 10. One of my buddies told me that I had broke the single game record at 313 yards, and I was in shock.
Tell us a little bit about your background. Have you always played that position? In junior high and high school, are you at the same position?
Well, throughout high school, I've been in the same position, but running back, and then freshman year, I played a little, moved primarily to wide receiver.
Do you have maybe a favorite play when you get to the huddle and you hear a play that's called? And you don't have to tell me what it is, but is there a play you think, okay, I have a chance maybe here? And I know you had 2 very long touchdown runs or receptions. Yeah. Do you have a favorite play that you really enjoy hearing it called?
3 right mesh. That's my.
Yeah. How many times was that called on Friday night?
A couple of times, but
yeah, very good. Well, hey, Chase, on behalf of Chevrolet and the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, congratulations being named a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, and maybe we'll catch up with you down the road. But again, congratulations from Missouri Sports Network.
Thank you so much.
You bet. back to Coach Ross here for a second, Coach. And what have you got coming up on the schedule this week?
Yeah, so we've got Mexico this week. A tough task for the guys, but we're excited. And unfortunately, but I think it's made the guys hungry for this Friday and the opportunity to go out and get a win.
And for folks maybe not familiar, what's your background? How long have you been there at Southern Boone? Where did you go to high school and college, and how'd you arrive at Southern Boone?
Yeah, so this is actually my I spent the last 4 years previously at Marceline, and then at just before that, I started out coaching at the University of Kansas, offensive graduate assistant and quality control coach. So I was there for about 3.5 years with the high school level, and kind of fell into that. I got my undergrad, so that was kind of where I got my start.
Very good. Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate you and Chase being generous with your time today here on the Missouri Sports Network. And again, congratulations to one of our Week 1 Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athletes of the Week, Chase Morris, 9 receptions, 313 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And Coach, we look forward to visit with you some more this season.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and hey, welcome back here. And we appreciate the interview with Coach Ross and our athlete, one of our athletes of the week, Chase Morris. And certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Updating the scoreboard, some Thursday night games, finals. Well, all but one was a final. But Archie, last night over Appleton City, 54-16. It was Drexel over Lockwood, 86-57. North County, 36. St. Clair, 32. Was John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. We'll turn the chat back on here, and it is on. So, folks want to chat it up, you can go to Facebook, go to Twitter, and just send me a message if you got a final or you got an interesting story or anything like that you want to talk about. Send it right to there. Drexel over Lockwood, 86-57. John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. And again, these are from last night. The Mount Vernon-Monette game was postponed due to weather until 7 o'clock on Saturday. Sullivan defeats DeSoto 38-0, 44-8. University Academy over St. Mary's out of Kansas. Webb City on top of Carl Junction 47-7. Parkway Central defeats McClure 22-0. Parkway North over McClure North 43-0. It was Rittenhour 46, Webster Groves 3. Pattonville over Kirkwood 42-14. And games from tonight, King City over DeKalb 66-0. It was College Heights falling to Orick 82-30. Pattonsburg over Schuyler County 78-40. Worth County puts 92 points on the board, and they defeat St. Joe Christian 92-12. St. Pius X out of Festus 47, DeBerg nothing. Kabul over Skyline 38-0. Salisbury defeats Carrollton 66-6. It was Gallatin over Penny 40-0. Herman defeats South Callaway 20-0. Milan over Harrisburg 41-6. Monroe City defeats Montgomery County 46-13. It was South Shelby over Westran 43-6. Marionville defeats Willow Springs 28-6. Blair Oaks, they're ranked in Class 2, and they took on a Class 4 ranked Lutheran North, and they won 35-0. So Blair Oaks in Class 2 is the real deal, and they come in, I believe, this week ranked second in the state behind Lamar. Bowling Green over Palmyra 71-12. Lafayette County over Lawson 56-19. Lamar over Logan Rogersville 28-0. Back-to-back shutouts for Lamar. Richmond over Oak Grove 39-0. Seneca defeats Springfield Catholic 66-0. Union over Borgia 42-20. It was Strafford over Ava 21-14. Warsaw defeats Versailles 32-12. Farmington over Potosi 50-18. Valley Catholic defeats Festus 42-7. Herculaneum over Fredericktown 22-14. Maryville over Harrisonville 49-6. Nevada defeats Reed Spring 34-7. It was Pleasant Hill over St. Joe Lafayette 63-7. It was Southern Boone over Mexico 14-6. Page 4. Brought to you by Labor's Local 663. Riverview Gardens over Gateway 57-28. Was Rolla over Bolivar 42-7. Washington defeats Warrenton 41-0. Carthage over Branson 49-0. Francis Howell defeats Jackson 41-14. Eureka shuts out Hazelwood West 35-0. That game began at 4 o'clock today. Just some transportation issues, I guess, in the Rockwood School District. Elsewhere, and we're still waiting on, we go to page 6. No finals there. Saturday games on the schedule right now. CBC is at East St. Louis. IMG Academy out of Florida will travel to DeSmet. Chaminade will be at MICDS. Soldan is at Roosevelt. And, of course, that Mount Vernon that Mount Vernon final as well. Final from Buffalo as Buffalo defeats Forsyth 60-35. Harrisburg falls to Milan 41-8. Final from Fairgrove as Fairgrove holds on and defeats Springfield Central 34-18. Tayshawn McShane, 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. So Tayshawn McShane, one of our athletes of the week, and we may hear from him before this show is over, had setting new school record, rushing record at Springfield Central. And that's Springfield Central's been around 100 years, and he sets the new record there. Final from Willard as Joplin defeats Willard 52-13. Hannibal defeats Jeff City 53-28, and Aeneas Williams had gotten in the end zone again. 8 touchdowns on the night for Aeneas Williams, who just got an offer from USC. See if we have a final, and we do, from Jasper. Jasper defeats Rich Hill 48-14. Stratford defeats Ava 21-14. And we're looking here as we head around the finals. At the end of the third, it was Highland over Scotland County 18-7. If you want to jump on here and chat, you can go to Facebook, Missouri Sports Network on Facebook. You can chat with us right there. And I believe you can do it on Twitter as well at Scoreboard Guy. And looking around here at the half, final, Jefferson defeats Cuba 35-8. So that has gone final, Jefferson over Cuba. And we're trying to see if we can get any updates from the Kickapoo Glendale games in the Springfield area. And we do. With 3 minutes and 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Glendale leads West Plains 28-27. So under 4 minutes to play there in that contest. And we appreciate Mason Miller keeping us updated on those games. Good. We'll see if we can get an update on that Kickapoo game. If you've got an update, shoot us an update. Final, California defeats Fulton 61-34. And got a halftime score here between Battle and Capital City. They are all tied up at 26. Let me see if I can get a final in that contest. At the end of the third, it was Battle 32, Capital City 26. And that was the last successful update that I can come to. So we'll see if we can Finals, Cape Central, they defeat Caruthersville 58-21. That game just going final. And we will see if we can find another final. Parkway West falls to Hazelwood. Hazelwood Central over Parkway West 27-20. That game is just gone final as well. You're listening to the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Thanks to Corey Lambert. Just sent in Hannibal's Aeneas Williams, 8 touchdowns and a victory over Jeff City Jays. Well, thanks, Corey, for tuning in, and thanks for sending that message. And I believe that is a Hannibal record. So we will try and reach out to Aeneas Williams and his head coach and see if we can get them on to talk a little bit about that on our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment coming up next week. But, Corey, thank you so much for sending that in. It is a school record. Very good, Corey. We appreciate it. Corey, you affiliated with the school or in the media? You may be responding on YouTube. But let's see here. Look up. Mark Twain was leading Winfield in the fourth quarter, 40-3. Corey is a 2010 graduate. Corey, we appreciate you tuning in. Final from Lee Summit as Lee Summit defeats Staley 45-28. So finals are starting to come in right now. Lindbergh going into the fourth quarter leads Ladue 14-3. Now that was an hour ago. Let's see if we can get a final on that. Final score, holy cow. They scored 9 points in the fourth quarter and win 43-17. Lindbergh over Ladue. But that game has gone final. But a lot of touchdowns in that fourth quarter for Lindbergh. The Lindbergh Flyers. My father used to be the football coach at Lindbergh High School many, many, many years ago. Probably more than 50 years ago. Let's see if we can get a Southern Boone County final here. As they took on Mexico, we just heard from Coach Mark Ross and our Athlete of the Week, Chase Morris. So Southern Boone, they do get a win. They go to 1-1 on the season. They defeat Mexico 14-6, and that's Coach Ross's first win at Southern Boone High School. Certainly glad you guys are tuning in. Mark Twain over Winfield, 46-9. That comes back from Corey Lambert again. Corey, appreciate you tuning in. Are you listening to us on Facebook or YouTube? Or are you watching us on Facebook or YouTube? Anyway, I'll tell you what, we're going to play a little commercial spot right here. We're certainly glad you tuned in. As always, Missouri State High Patrol. Hey, be safe, be smart, be here tomorrow. Look around your car. Don't put your car in drive without making sure everybody's buckled up. I mean, you obviously care about them in your car. Give them that 40% extra chance of surviving that accident. We'll be right back after this message.
After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local Pizza Ranch.
Hey, welcome back. And Corey's informing she's watching on YouTube. You can watch YouTube live. You can watch it on Facebook live. You can watch it right here on Twitter live as well. Guy Newcomb, the Scoreboard guy, alongside here. It's 10 o'clock here in Southwest Missouri, and finals are coming in. Hope you got to tune in a little bit to the high school game day earlier today at 5 o'clock. And we'll play some interviews coming up here. But first, we'll run through the scores one more time for those of you maybe that are just tuning in. And we're still trying to track down finals from the West Plains, Glendale game, and Kickapoo game as well. Now, with 19.6 seconds left in the fourth quarter, West Plains gets in the end zone, and they go up 34-28 over Glendale. So with 19 seconds left, West Plains on top of Glendale 34-28. But if you're paying attention to Glendale, they could probably score 2 touchdowns in 19 seconds. So we'll see how that game finishes there. Blair Oaks, as I mentioned, defeats Lutheran North. Cassville over Aurora. Just checking out here, update our page. And nice response there from Kevin Emanuel, who was an athlete of the week. You may hear from him later on in the show today. But we'll run through the scores first from Thursday night. It was Archie over Appleton City, 54-16. Drexel defeats Lockwood, 86-57. North County over St. Clair, 36-32. John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. Mount Vernon and Monette got to the second quarter before that game was postponed by rain. Mount Vernon up, I believe, in that contest, 7-0, and that will be resumed Saturday night at 7 o'clock in Monette. Sullivan over DeSoto, 38-0. It was University Academy, 44. St. Mary's, 8. Webb City over Carl Junction, 47-7. Parkway Central over McClure, 22-0. Parkway North over McClure North, 43-0. It was Rittenhour over Webster Groves, 46-3. Pattonville defeats Kirkwood, 42-14. Tonight's games in 8-man football was North Andrews 64, Bishop LeBlanc 36, St. Paul Lutheran 56, Bramer 34. It was Liberal over Greenfield 36-12. King City defeats DeKalb 66-0. It was Stewartsville over Mound City 40-12. Tarkey over Nottoway Holt 64-6. North Shelby defeats Northwest 84-30. It was Oric over College Heights 82-30. Osceola over Keatsville 52-20. Osceola's first win of the season. Jasper over Rich Hill 48-14. Pattonsburg over Schuyler County 78-40. It was Worth County over St. Joe Christian 92-12. St. Pius defeats DeBerg. St. Pius, the 10th out of Festus, defeats DeBerg. Bishop DeBerg 47-0. It was Kabul over Skyline 38-0. Salisbury 66, Carrollton 6. Gallatin over Penny 40-0. Herman over South Callaway 20-0. Kelly over Malden 36-0. Mark Twain over Winfield 46-9. Milan defeats Harrisburg 41-6. It was Monroe City over Montgomery County 46-13. Adrian defeats Slater 48-6. South Shelby over Westran 43-6. Marionville over Willow Springs 28-6. Page 2. Blair Oaks shuts out Lutheran North 35-0. Bowling Green over Palmyra 71-12. Lafayette County over Lawson 56-19. Lamar shuts out Rogersville 28-0. Mountain Grove over El Dorado Springs 49-6. Richmond over Oak Grove 39-0. It was Seneca shutting out Springfield Catholic 66-0. Union over Borgia 42-20. Stratford defeats Ava 21-14. Warsaw 32. Versailles 12. Page 3. Farmington over Potosi 50-18. Valley Catholic 42-7 over Festus. Herculaneum 22-14 over Fredericktown. Maryville over Harrisonville 49-6. It was Moberly over Osage 43-37. Nevada shuts out Reed Spring 34-7. Pleasant Hill over Lafayette St. Joe 63-7. University City and Seckman don't have a final there. I believe Seckman was up 53-6 late in that contest. Southern Boone over Mexico 14-6. Normandy 48. TDW Prep nothing. Was North County over St. Clair 36-32. Page 4. Riverview Gardens over Gateway 57-28. Rolla over Bolivar 42-7. Washington defeats Warrenton 42-0. And page 5, Carthage over Branson 49-0. Francis House over Jackson 41-14. Eureka shuts out Hazelwood West 35-0. Holt over Liberty 48-0. With Joplin over Willard 52-13. Page 6. Lee Summit North over Park Hill South 24-14. Rockhurst defeats Blue Spring South 48-14. In your Saturday game schedule, CBC is at East St. Louis, Illinois. IMG Academy out of Florida is at DeSmet. Chaminade is at MICDS. Soldan at Roosevelt in the conclusion of that Mount Vernon Monette game. Scores brought to you by Doak Propane. Doak Propane for all your propane needs. See the folks at Doak. And now we're going to hear from our, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, Eureka running back, Kevin Emanuel, and his head coach, Coach Sumner. Jacob Sumner will be back at the end of this interview. Enjoy.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Welcome back to Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and presented by Central Bank of the Ozarks, Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, Labor's Local 663, Shelter Insurance, Great Southern Bank, and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. And to that end, our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment, we go to the St. Louis area and Eureka High School and head football coach Jacob Sumner. And Coach Sumner, thanks so much for your time today.
Hey, thank you for having us on.
You get a big win on Friday night for Zumwalt West, 43-28. Tell us a little bit about that contest.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. We had coming out first half, kind of had some struggles at first. Those first game kind of wrinkles to work out. Came back out, left at halftime, still had some wrinkles to work out, and ended up down 21 at one point in the game. And thanks to this guy next to us, came back, scored about 43 unanswered points, I believe, in the back end there. 38 unanswered points. I'm not a math guy here, but came back and had just a great finish with our boys, and just overall proud of attitude, effort, just the way that those guys battled back from 21. Pretty impressive job.
Tell us just a little bit about your team. We'll get to Kevin here shortly, but a little bit about your team, kind of break it down, what you have returning and what you had to replace off of last year's team because of graduation.
Yeah, we had a great group last year, and obviously getting back our feet under us after the COVID year. Had a good team last year, and then moving forward this year, just another group of seasoned guys. Kevin, first year starter last year for us, coming back as a returner, obviously a big piece of what we do offensively. We got returned about 5 guys with varsity playing time on our offensive line, 2 of which are pretty big guys, and all of us, I think we're about 6'2", 260 average across the board. So pretty nice, big seasoned group up front. Returned a couple nice skill guys offensively. Nice tight end, 2 tight ends kind of rotating in there, Trenton Groff and Connor Quinn, and some other guys in that mix. So a lot of guys with playing time. Defensively, same. Got a good linebacking core back. A couple guys up front, Phil Flanders Calvin and Marion Thomas, and just Alan Brown on the back end, who's one of our skill guys on offense too, as a returner. So pretty good group coming back. And, although they're skilled, they're just a great group of kids. And, just like many of these groups around here that we've been blessed with, these guys believe in each other and, believe in the process and work hard all off season. So excited to have them.
And just a little bit about your background for the viewers. How long have you been at Eureka? Where'd you go to high school and college, and what led you to Eureka?
So that's kind of a loaded question. I've been in Eureka since 1988 when my dad started coaching here. My dad coached here for 26 years. So I kind of joke with the guys. I'm like, I've done every job in this program. I've been a towel boy all the way up to the what I get to do now. But I graduated Eureka in 2002, played football here, went on, played 4 years at Lindenwood University in the Coach Ross era. And then after I graduated, I've been back here at Eureka for 17 years coaching. And then going on 8 years as the head football coach this year.
Well, outstanding. We got a guy next to you And again, we're visiting with the Eureka head football coach Jacob Sumner here on our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment. And to that end, introduce this young man sitting beside you.
This is Kevin Emanuel. This is our start running back for us. Wonderful young man, very impressive football player.
Kevin, first off, on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network and Chevrolet, I want to congratulate you on being named Week 1 Athlete of the Week. 28 carries, 321 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Tell us about your night.
I mean, it's an honor. I mean, playing with the guys up front and, like, seeing the way they took over, and I just had to take advantage of what was given to me. I mean, the holes are just, like, wide open. I had to go.
Outstanding. During the evening, did you realize the yardage that you were piling up?
I mean, no, I was just worried about, getting back, on our feet and just really chopping wood. Coach Watson, coordinator, kept saying that. We just kept chopping wood, and just happened afterwards. Well, I think on Saturday I figured out it was 300 yards, and I was like, wow, that's something.
Yeah, it was. Were you wore out?
I mean, you get like the adrenaline rush. You don't really feel it. I mean, and it's just, I mean, that Saturday I felt it. Had some recovery done on the Sunday, so I was just ready for the week.
Yeah, I played with a young man in high school, and he had a 300-yard game. And somebody asked him, "Man, that had to have been hard carrying the ball for 300 yards." And his response was, "The ball ain't heavy." It's just
that is a good response right there. Yeah.
Tell us just a little bit about your background. Going back to your freshman year, have you always been a running back, or is this kind of a new revelation here in the last couple of years?
I mean, I've always been on the running back trail. I mean, played freshman football, Coach Tebow, and then just coming up, we had the COVID year, weird year, sophomore year, and then junior year, just came out with something to prove. And I mean, just kept grinding and got the job done. I feel like, yeah.
Kevin, did you have any personal goals or team goals coming into your senior season?
I want to say championship. I mean, the first in Eureka, that'd be amazing. I mean, I've known some of these guys since third grade, and it'd just be a blessing, to bring the first one to the town, it's a community, just amazing. Talk to coach about it every day during the off season and during the season. Just our goal.
If the 2022 Kevin Emanuel could go back to that Kevin Emanuel at 14 years old as a freshman, what advice would you give yourself your freshman year?
I mean, I just, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's times that, I was just doubting myself and doubting what I was capable of, and then just keep forward with it, man. Trust the process is what I would say to them.
Well, what do you know about your opponent tomorrow? I want to say evening, but it's an afternoon game at 4:15. What are you guys going to have to do to come out on top in that contest?
We're just going to have to start off fast. First game of the week, we didn't do that. We just all practice all throughout the week. We just been emphasizing we have to come out with energy and fast, and we can just put the game away and just go home on a happy day.
All right. Well, again, Kevin, and we're visiting with Kevin Emanuel, 28 carries, 321 yards, 4 touchdowns in week 1 for Eureka High School. And again, congratulations on behalf of Missouri State. I did that last time on the Missouri Sports Network and Chevrolet Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, and best of luck Friday night.
Sir, it's an honor, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Coach Sumner, what, from a head coaching standpoint, you're at Hazelwood West. One, it's a 4:15 start. Is there a game right after you? Is it a doubleheader?
No, I just think just the way it shakes out with their schedule and logistics, that it was the only way they can get it in. I think they normally play on Saturdays, but with the Labor Day weekend, I think moved it to a 4:15. We're not too sure, but just with our guys, Kevin kind of talked about it, just going out there, starting fast and working on what we got to do. And Eureka, taking care of Eureka is kind of the model coming into week 2.
You kind of handicap your conference a little bit. Who are your conference opponents, and then what district will you be in?
So our conference opponents right now, we have will be Hazelwood Central, Pattonville, Kirkwood. Goodness, I'm drawing a blank. They kind of shuffle a little bit there. And who did I miss there, Kevin?
I think it's Marquette.
And Marquette too. Thank you. That's our conference opponents. We're in the Suburban Gold. And then our district right now, goodness, we got MICDS in there. We have Lafayette's in our district this year, and Chaminade's in our district this year. I'm trying to think. I'm missing a couple of others off the top of my head.
We have a Parkway West, I believe.
Parkway West is in there, and they shuffle around on us each year. So I gotta get. Obviously, we're focusing on that next week, and haven't got quite there yet on down all those things down. So we'll kind of start looking there as we keep moving in. So we're kind of nose down and first 2 weeks focus right now. So
hey, stay behind the pads.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, gentlemen, and Coach Sumner, thanks so much for setting this up and the help from your athletic director. And again, congratulations, Kevin, and best of luck as you go forward. And maybe we'll get to visit with you again.
Of course.
Awesome. Thanks for having us on.
You bet. You've been watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the High School Football Scoreboard Show. And it has gone final from Kickapoo as Camdenton comes back and gets the victory, 24-21. Do not know the gist of that. I'm trying to find out how that exactly happened. It was 21-11 at last report, but 24-21 is the final. There's Camdenton comes back and gets Kickapoo in the end. So we look back here. Luke Hagedorn, kind enough to be sending us the stuff there, the scores, and see if we can figure out. Well, last score he had was 21-3, and then he put the final up 24-21. So we will, I'm sure, get to hear about that throughout the week, and we'll figure out what happened there. We'll run through just scores for those of you just tuning in. You're watching the Central Bank of the Ozarks High School Football Scoreboard Show, coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio here in an undisclosed secret location. Now, I'm in Bolivar, Missouri, and I know folks are tuning in, hopefully from all over the country, but we're 45 minutes into this, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. 3 seconds that could save your life. Going back to last night's scores, that was Archie over Appleton City, 54-16. Drexel defeats Lockwood, 86-57. North County over St. Clair, 36-32. John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. The Mount Vernon Monette game was postponed, I believe, in the second quarter there, and they will play on from that point at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Sullivan defeats DeSoto, 38-0. University Academy over St. Mary's out of Kansas, 44-8. Webb City over Carl Junction, 47-7. Parkway Central over McClure, 22-0. Parkway North over McClure North, 43-0. Of Rittenhour over Webster Groves, 46-3. Pattonville over Kirkwood, 42-14. Games tonight was North Andrew over Bishop LeBlanc, 64-36. St. Paul Lutheran over Bramer, 56-34. Liberal over Greenfield, 36-12. King City over DeKalb, 66-0. Stewartsville over Mound City, 40-12. Torquio over Nottoway Holt, 64-6. North Shelby defeats Northwest, 84-30. It was Oric over College Heights, 82-30. Osceola over Keatsville, 52-20. Jasper over Rich Hill, 48-14. Pattonsburg over Schuyler County, 78-40. Worth County defeats St. Joe Christian, 92-12. Sweet Springs over Knox County, 50-18. Page 2. St. Pius, the 10th out of Festus over to Berg, 47-0. Kabul defeats Skyline, 38-0. It was Salisbury over Carrollton, 66-6. Park Hills Central over Caruthersville, 58-21. Charleston defeats Chaffee 36-6. Clark County over Princeton 58-12. Gallatin defeats Penny 40-0. It was Grandview over Bayless 32-30. Herman over South Callaway 20-0. Lighthouse Christian falls to Ash Grove 30-27. Kelly over Malden 36-0. Mark Twain over Winfield 49-6. Mid Buchanan over Holden 40-20. It was Harrisburg falling to Milan 41-6. Monroe City over Montgomery County 46-13. Adrian defeats Slater 48-6. South Shelby over Western 43-6. Marionville defeats Willow Springs 28-6. Cole Camp over Windsor 18-14. Again, live from the Pizza Ranch studio, we move on to page 3. Blair Oaks shuts out Lutheran North 35-0. It was Bowling Green over Palmyra 71-12. Lafayette County defeats Lawson 56-19. Lamar shuts out Rogersville 28-0. Mountain Grove over El Dorado Springs 49-6. Richmond over Oak Grove 39-0. Seneca shuts out Springfield Catholic 66-0. St. Dominic shuts out Live for Life 23-0. It was Union 42, Borgia 20. Stratford 21-14 over Ava. Warsaw defeats Versailles 32-12. Page 4. Brought to you by Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. 12 dealerships throughout Southwest and Central Missouri. Drive new roads. Chevrolet. It was Farmington over Potosi 50-18. Valley Catholic defeats Festus 42-7. Herculaneum over Fredericktown 22-14. Maryville over Harrisonville 49-6. It was Moberly over Osage 43-37. Nevada defeats Reed Spring 34-7. It was Pleasant Hill over Lafayette St. Joe 63-7. Southern Boone over Mexico 14-6. St. Genevieve over Afton 83-36. Normandy shuts out TDW Prep 48-0. It was North County over St. Clair 36-32. Page 5 brought to you by Labor's Local 663. Riverview Gardens over Gateway 57-28. West Plains over Glendale 24-21. Hannibal defeats Jeff City 53-28. It was Brala over Bolivar 42-7. Washington defeats Warrenton 41-0. Page 6 brought to you by Saddle Ridge Golf and Country. Carthage shuts out Branson 49-0. Francis Howell over Jackson 41-14. Eureka 35, Hazelwood West nothing. Holt over Liberty 48-0. Nixa defeats Neosho 51-20 or 65-21. Joplin over Willard 52-13. Lee Summit North over Park Hill South 24-7. Rockhurst defeats Blue Spring South 48-14. And your Saturday games brought to you by Great Southern Bank. Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. They care as much about your money as you do. And the Saturday schedule, CBC is at East St. Louis, Illinois. IMG Academy out of Florida will travel to the SMEC. Chaminade will take on MICDS. Soldan is at Roosevelt, and that Mount Vernon Monette game will be concluded. And now, word from the Cottages at Fairhaven.
Welcome to the Cottages at Fairhaven Cove. This resort spans 12 acres on a quiet cove on Table Rock Lake. You will feel right at home in one of the newly renovated cottages. Options include studio, 1-bedroom, and 2-bedroom units. These units have been beautifully redone from floor to ceiling and offer both comfort and style. Each cottage has a fully functional kitchen, deck, or balcony with incredible lake view and outdoor entertainment area complete with a grill. Whether a couple or family, the perfect space awaits you. RV parking at Fairhaven Cove is now available to all guests as well. This is an ideal spot for a weekend getaway or family reunions. 4 full hookup RV parking sites are offered. Each site is complete with a picnic table, grill, Wi-Fi, and digital TV upon request. All guests have access to the numerous amenities that Fairhaven Cove offers. 2 boat docks are available for use. You can take a dip in the lake, fish, or house your boat. Cape Fear, Missouri is not only a great location for boating and water sports, but is also known as the bass capital of the world. The calm waters of the Cove is the perfect place to have your next adventure. The resort offers kayak and paddleboard rentals to guests. Life vests are always included. There is a playground for kids to enjoy and hiking trails to explore. An in-ground pool is sure to make a splash with guests of all ages. And what better way to end the day than around a fire? A large fire pit is available for s'mores, fun, and memories. These amenities and more will be sure to entertain you and your family. The Cottages of Fairhaven is on the quiet side of the lake, near Cape Fear Marina and Flat Creek Restaurant. A short drive will take you to Silver Dollar City, Branson Landing, the show boat Branson Bell, abundant shopping, shows, museums, and some of the best golf in the Midwest. Reach out to your host today to book your next vacation.
Welcome back to the football scoreboard show here on Friday night. It is 10:30 here, and we're still waiting some finals. We do have a final from Maryville Sports Forum as Worth County defeats St. Joseph Christian 92-12. Gallatin defeats Hamilton 40-0 there as well. Still not sure exactly how that Kickapoo-Camdenton game ended. If someone out there is listening or watching, shoot us a text. Just some other games going on tonight. On the volleyball side, Crane defeats Blue Eye 3-1 in their home game there at Crane, I believe. It is 65-21 as Nixa moves to 2-0, and probably in Southwest Missouri, probably your best team there on the Southwest Missouri side is Nixa. Nixa's a Class 6 school. They're ranked in Class 6, but they gave up 21 points, but they put 65 points on Neosho, which Neosho gave up more than that to Willard last week in the 79-72 victory there over the Willard Tigers. Well, we're pleased to be joined now by Rolla head football coach John Franks. And Coach Franks, hey, thanks for your time today. And you guys get a big win over Bolivar. Tell us a little bit of a contest tonight.
Well, thanks for having me on. It was definitely a wet mess tonight. You know, everybody kept saying it was going to quit, and it rained the whole time. But it was a pretty typical game. You know, Coach Johnson does a phenomenal job at Bolivar, and, you know, their kids have so much pride and in their school and in their community, and they played really hard. You know, it's just kind of a tale of two different weeks for us. We had a lot of breaks, and they had a few breaks that didn't go their way, and just kind of got kind of rough. But I was really happy with our guys. Hey, we rebounded well. We had a good week of practice, and they did what we wanted them to do and handled the adverse situation pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I think you had at least two, scooping scores. Did you end up with 3 fumble recovery touchdowns?
No, just 2, but okay. It was exciting. You know, as an old defensive coordinator, you know, you always wanted to win a game by just playing defense. But as a head coach, you don't want to do that because your offense isn't doing much. But, it started out, our defense really kind of kept us in the game early, until we could kind of get adjusted. But, part of that's just hats off to Bolivar, and, they did a good job. They play hard, and, they're a good football club. They're going to win some ball games.
1-1 now on the conference, and the most probably crucial thing, at this time after a game is, did you come out of it relatively healthy?
Yeah, we're pretty healthy. We're excited. We definitely after last week at home, we laid a big old goose egg, and we just looked like the worst coached organization in Southwest Missouri. And, I was pretty disappointed. Our kids were disappointed, and they just kind of buckled down, and we got a lot better. And, we got old Coach Schuchart on staff, and he's always saying, your biggest improvement comes between week 1 and week 2. And, we made a lot of improvement. We had to make some tweaks, but, it's just part of it, and it was a good night.
You bet. Right back in the hunt now. Early on in the Ozark Conference, going to 1-1. You see teams like Kickapoo now is 1-1. You get Glendale now is 1-1 as well, and those were two teams coming into it that you thought might be at the on the top, at the end of the season, and you guys are right there. What challenges lay in front of you for week 3?
Well, obviously we get to go to Glendale, and face them. Coach Mock does a phenomenal job, and we'll have to really get prepped. And, right now the matchup, we played Camdenton last week, and, we just weren't a very good matchup for them. So we've got some things to work on. But, we definitely, if we can get the offense rolling a little bit and try to keep them on the sideline a little bit more, hopefully that'll work in our favor. But, it's just one of those things for us, as young as we are. We just got to kind of keep focusing on ourselves and just kind of keep improving. Obviously our staff's going to do their due diligence and prep for Glendale, but we need to spend a lot of time on ourselves.
It's you look at the Ozark Conference, and 5 of the 10 teams in the conference either got state ranked or received votes for state ranking. So up and down the conference from Class 4 all the way through Class 6, it's talented.
Oh, absolutely. And it's such a wide variety of schemes. I mean, you're going to see about every offensive scheme known. You're going to see multiple defensive schemes. And, it's just one of those things, like when we first got to Rolla, the big push for us was just try to be in the top half of the league. And then now, we want to be in that top third and competing for a conference title. And, and obviously that's always a goal. And we're still in that, because, like last year, we beat the only undefeated team in the league. And, if we continue to play well and get a chance to do that, we could be sitting there with just one loss and in the hunt. But that's so far away. And, high school football and teenagers, injuries and weekends, things just changing in a heartbeat. And so we're just going to try to enjoy tonight and enjoy this weekend and get back to work Monday.
You bet. Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate you being generous with your time here, and kind of a new format as we kind of attempting to cover the entire state. And it's a little bit easier to do it online than it is to do it, at a radio station. But we appreciate you coming in and joining us, and congratulations on the big win tonight.
Well, it's easy for you guys with good technology skills, so I'm still trying to get better at this stuff. But I always appreciate a chance to talk about Rolla and the Bulldogs, and I appreciate you guys reaching out and covering us, and you do such a good job. We're just very appreciative. Thank you.
Hey, you bet. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you, and the fans and the people. I get a lot of credit I don't deserve, and I'm not that techie, so I'm
like me. I got great young guys around.
Yeah, I make phone calls. I play a commercial and get on the phone and say, "Hey, DA, what do I do here? What am I supposed to do now?" But well, we appreciate it, and we'll get better. And we just building like a football team. I think we're better from week 1 to week 2 as well. And so we've learned some things after our week 1, and hopefully we'll get that big win next week, like you guys did this week. But congratulations.
Well, I always enjoy visiting with you. So you definitely like football and love kids. So that's a great thing.
You bet. Coach Franks, thanks so much, and congratulations on the win, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
You bet. Coach John Franks, kind enough to join us there from Rolla as they get a big win over Bolivar. A game that was fairly close early on. Then we talked a little bit about the scooping scores there that they got, and that kind of put it out of reach. And then they get another touchdown right there going in at the half, maybe back-to-back touchdowns there right before the end of the second quarter, but they get that big Ozark Conference win. We'll step away, take a commercial break, and we will be back after these messages.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a time like this, in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's a lot better now.
It was like a huge weight lifted.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. We're glad you've tuned in, and as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle. It's 3 seconds, guys. It'll save your life. 66% of motorists killed in auto accidents this year so far were unbuckled. It's not going to save you every time, but think of that. That's 2 for 3. That's 2/3. Make sure everyone is buckled up in your car before you put the car in drive. Hey, on the Missouri Sports Network, Friday night scoreboard up to, we continue to update it. Going back to last night's games, which don't need to be updated. Except for the Mount Vernon Monette game, which was postponed due to weather. It was Archie over Appleton City, 54-16. Drexel defeats Lockwood, 86-57. North County over St. Clair, 36-32. John Burroughs over Jennings, 13-8. The Mount Vernon Monette game was postponed in the second quarter. That game will start from that point at 7 o'clock on Saturday. Sullivan over DeSoto, 38-0. University Academy, 44-8 over St. Mary's. Webb City over Carl Junction. Webb City over Carl Junction, 47-7. And an update just coming in from Joe Conley. Mountain View Liberty, 60-14 over Agape. That is a final. We appreciate Joe. I said John, I think. We appreciate Joe. Appreciate you tuning in, watching us on, I believe, on YouTube. University Academy over St. Mary's out of Kansas, 44-8. Parkway Central, 22, McClure, nothing. Parkway North, 43, McClure North, nothing. So the McClures get shut out by the Parkways. Rittenhour over Webster Groves, 46-3. Pattonville over Kirkwood, 42-14. And on tonight's schedule was Albany over Stanberry, 54-32. North Andrew defeats Bishop LeBlanc, 64-36. St. Paul Lutheran, 56. Bramer. I'm sorry. Trying to watch emails as well. St. Paul Lutheran over Bramer, 56-31. Joe also informs us that Stratford defeated Ava, 21-24. Liberal over Greenfield, 36-12. King City over DeKalb, 66-0. Stewartsville over Mound City, 40-12. Tarkio over Nottoway Holt, 64-6. It was North Shelby over Northwest, 84-30. Oric over College Heights, 82-30. Osceola over Keatsville, 52-20. Jasper defeats Rich Hill, 48-14. It was Santa Fe over Northland Christian, 90-14. Pattonsburg over Schuyler County, 78-40. It was Worth County over St. Joe Christian, 92-12. Sweet Springs over Knox County, 50-18. St. Pius X over Festus. St. Pius X of Festus over Bishop DeBerg, 47-0. It was Butler over Sherwood, 50-13. Kabul defeats Skyline 38-6. Salisbury over Carrollton 66-6. Park Hill Central over Caruthersville 58-21. Charleston over Chaffee 36-6. Clark County over Princeton 58-12. Excuse me. It was Crystal City over Louisiana 40-20. Gallatin over Penny 40-0. Grandview over Bayless 32-30. Herman over South Callaway 20-0. Lighthouse Christian falls to Ash Grove 30-27. Kelly over Malden 36-0. Brookfield over Marceline 20-14. Mark Twain defeats Winfield 46-9. It was Mid Buchanan over Holden 20-14. Lone Jack over Midway 20-18. Milan over Harrisburg 41-6. It was Monroe City over Montgomery County 46-13. Polo over Plattsburgh 55-20. Portageville over Hayti 48-12. Adrian over Slater 48-6. South Shelby over Western 43-6. Marionville over Willow Springs 28-6. Cold Camp over Windsor 18-14. Page 3 here from the Pizza Ranch studio. Blair Oaks over Lutheran North 35-0. Bowling Green 71-12 over Palmyra. Buffalo defeats Forsyth 60-35. Fair Grove over Springfield Central 34-16. It was Lafayette County 56-19 over Lawson. Lamar shuts out Logan Rogersville 28-0. Liberty Mountain View 60, Agape 12, coming from Joe Conley on YouTube. I think that's how he responded. Was Mountain Grove over El Dorado Springs 49-6. Macon over North Callaway 33-0. Richmond over Oak Grove 39-0. Seneca shuts out Springfield Catholic 66-0. St. Dominic over Lift for Life 23-0. Union over Borgia 42-20. Stratford over Ava 21-14. Warsaw over Versailles 32-12. Page 4. St. Joe's Central over Benton 47-13. Cassville over Aurora 42-14. Odessa over Clinton 49-20. Is Farmington over Potosi 50-18. Valley Catholic over Festus 42-7. Herculaneum over Fredericktown 22-14. It was Maryville over Harrisonville 49-6. Moberly over Osage 43-37. Nevada defeats Reed Spring 34-7. Eldon over Owensville 27-6. Pleasant Hill over St. Lafayette St. Joe 63-7. Southern Boone over Mexico 14-16. St. Genevieve over Afton 83-36. Normandy shuts out TW Prep 48-0. It was Wright City over Orchard Farm 21-7. North County over St. Clair 36-32. Page 5. Center over Lincoln Prep 42-7. Fort Zumwalt South over Fort Zumwalt East 30-12. Riverview Gardens over Gateway 57-28. West Plains defeats Glendale 24-21. Lebanon over Hillcrest 63-22. Hannibal 53 to Jeff City 28. And again in that Hannibal game, Aeneas Williams 8 touchdowns rushing in that game for Hannibal. Marquette over Rockwood Summit 14-2. Rolla over Bolivar 42-7. It was Washington over Warrenton 41-0. Belton defeats Winnetonka 21-13. Page 6. Carthage over Branson 49-0. Francis Howell defeats Jackson 41-14. Fort Zumwalt West shuts out Belleville West, Illinois 49-0. Eureka over Hazelwood West 35-0. Camdenton over Kickapoo 24-21. Holt over Liberty 48-0. Oakville over Melville 42-0. Nixa over Neosho 65-21. Rockbridge shuts out Smith Cotton 49-0. Joplin over Willard 52-13. Page 7. Lee Summit North 24, Park Hill South 7. Rockhurst over Blue Springs South 48-14. Saturday games will be CBC at East St. Louis out of Illinois, and IMG Academy out of Florida will be at DeSmet. Chaminade will be at MICDS. Soldan will be at Roosevelt, and the conclusion of that Mount Vernon game as well. Well, special thanks to John Franks, head coach at Rolla, for joining us. We're expecting to hear from Bill Voris at Fairgrove and Matt Perkins as Rockbridge gets a big win as well. But until then, we'll play our Chevy Dealer of the Ozarks, Athlete of the Week with Central running back, wide receiver / everything, Tayshawn McShane.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective, and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network. Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio and brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Dope Propane, Great Southern Bank that cares as much about your money as you do. Shelter Insurance, Bank of Billings, and Laborers Local 663. Pleased to be joined now by an old hack here at the Missouri Sports Network. Very familiar with this gentleman, the Springfield Central head football coach, Coach Jim Johnson. Coach Johnson, hey, thanks for your time today on this special occasion.
Hey, appreciate you having us again.
Coach, before we talk with our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week, tell us a little bit about this game last week. You're 1-0 for the first time at Central and in a few years, but you get a big win over Clever. Talk to us about the contest this past Friday.
You know, it was a big win. You know, every game counts, as you know. So I'll throw a couple cliches at you. You know, everything's important. The first game's always important. So, you know, also brings, two birds with one stone. Haven't had a first win, 1-0 in a long time, and win a home opener in a bit. So that's exciting for everybody for the most part. Clever's a tough team. They're going to grow towards the end of the season. They saw that last year, and, whether they're young or not, they came out and played us with everything they got. And, we took some of their best shots. I think we had just outlasted them a little bit, but outside of that, it was a good game, and it was a great win for Central.
Yeah, and the gentleman alongside is our Chevy Dealer Week 1, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week, Tayshawn McShane, 280 yards on 18 carries, which is a new single-game record there at Springfield Central. And this is not like Springfield Central opened yesterday. This school's been around about 100 years, and but Coach Johnson, tell us a little bit about Tayshawn's performance on Friday night.
I mean, it's one of those magical nights. Whatever you did, it worked for him. He put the ball in his hands, and he either slashed him in the middle or he went outside. He's got a lot of speed. He's just a great athlete, and from that standpoint, you certainly have to recognize his ability. And he's a big young man. He's 6'3", 215. So when he's steaming at you, it's kind of scary, So we make sure he put his pads out in front of him, hold that ball tight, and, let's go for the ride.
Tayshawn, first off, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri Sports Network, congratulations on being named a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Male Athlete of the Week. But tell us from your point of view, number one, did you realize how many yards you were piling up during the game?
Well, I was really just trying to run hard. That was my goal. I just want to have a really great senior season. And, I'm just trying to put a name out there for myself. And I appreciate my teammates, especially my linemen, big boys up front. And, like I said, I was just trying to run hard. I didn't really know until the next day, actually, that I ran for that much. So it was big. It was a big surprise for me.
Tell us a little bit about your background. I see the necklace with the number 84 on it. Have you always been a running back? Because that's not a typical running back number.
Yeah. I had a cousin that passed this year.
Oh,
and he went to Hillcrest High School, and he wore the number 84. So I just decided to wear it this year. So. All
right. So go back to your freshman year?
Okay. So
What?
Go ahead. My bad.
No, it's all right. What position did you play?
I was a little bit of both. I played running back and receiver, but growing up, I played running back. So I've always kind of been a running back. So freshman year was kind of my start of like, I played corner, running back, and then like a little bit of receiver. So it was a little bit mixture. And then I took a year off my sophomore year and then came back. So junior year was kind of like the year I was like, okay, I can really like do this. I can really run the ball. I can be a good running back.
You know, you're in the huddle, and when the play is called, do you have plays that you particularly like that kind of your eyes kind of light up? Like, okay, I'm gonna get to show my talent here a little bit. Or do you have a favorite play or two?
Really, I'll probably say it was probably like, I think it was probably. Oh wait, did you say show? Or
no? What's your favorite play?
Oh, out of the Clever game, I'll probably say it was one of my first runs. It was a pretty big gain. I hit the hole, I got to the outside, and then got a pretty big gain. But that whole first drive was pretty impressive to me. I was really surprised about my stamina. I didn't think I was going to keep going like that. So once I seen that my momentum was going, like I just kept going. I was like, I might as well just got to keep going. And they actually got a pick the first quarter. Or yeah, I think it's the first quarter. So then I was like, all right, can't break down. Just got to keep pushing and let's do it again. And then I scored that next drive. So
yeah. Do you did you have goals coming into this season? Were there any goals that you set for yourself?
So I actually did want to break the rushing yard record. Like I wanted to break the entire because my plan was to just get 1,000-yard rushing year. So when I broke the single most rushing yards, I was I was surprised. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it. So I'm glad I did that, but still got to keep running. You know.
You bet. Well, you're almost to the third of the way there.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, and again, we're visiting with Tayshawn McShane from Central High School, Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, athlete of the week, 280 yards on 18 carries, which is a new school record. Tayshawn, just really quick, if you could go back right now to your freshman year and give yourself some advice as a freshman, what advice would you give that 14-year-old Tayshawn McShane?
For sure, hit the weight room. Like, I wish that I would have been in the weight room a lot more my freshman year and took football a lot more serious because I really didn't know how long I was going to be doing it for. So weight room for sure, listening, just when the coaches tell me something, not get an attitude and just kind of just go, even if I feel like I'm right, just listen, just go along with it and just do better than the next player or whatever it is. So those are the two big main factors. And those are the things I've been working on a lot, like weight room for sure. Like we're in there lifting right now, lifting and just listening for sure.
What would you like to be doing next year at this time?
Playing college ball. That's all.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, once again, Tayshawn, on behalf of the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks, the Missouri State. I almost said Missouri State Bears. Missouri Sports Network, congratulations. And best of luck as you go into Friday. And then what do you know about your Friday opponent?
So, yeah, I know that they like to pass a lot. So, hopefully, I don't know how much defense I'll be playing, but the plan is just to run hard and just keep doing what I'm doing. I see that I've been watching a lot of film on them. I noticed that they like stacking the box a lot. So I feel like the middle of the field will open up a lot because I'm pretty sure they've watched film over us. So the plan is just to run hard.
Very good. Well, Tayshawn, hey, thanks so much for your time. Coach Johnson, what are your thoughts here as you head into Friday night with a Fairgrove team that's been very good over the past decade?
You know, we got a game plan. And the biggest part about it simply is sticking to it. You know, they might be young. I know they lost a lot of seniors last year, but they're still experienced in what they do. So I know Coach Voorhees going to have them ready and pumped. And, you know, no one wants anybody to come into the house and wreck shop. So, you know, we're still going to go in and play ball and give them everything we got. And in the end, you know, we'll let the play on the field decide the outcome.
You bet. Well, gentlemen, I certainly appreciate you being generous with your time during the school day. I know everybody's busy this time of year, but Coach Johnson, thanks for setting this up. Tayshawn, thank you so much. Best of luck as the remainder of your senior season, and look forward to getting to see you play.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe. be smart, and be here tomorrow. And keep it right here at the Missouri Sports.
After a long day, a few simple words can make everything better.
Pizza's here!
To end your day the right way, count on the carry-out and delivery experts at your local pizza ranch.
Hey, welcome back to the Missouri Sports Network here at MissouriSportsNetwork.com. Certainly glad you two have tuned in tonight to the Week 2 high school football scoreboard show. We'll run through the scores here. We've just got a couple minutes left, and we'd hope to be joined by Rockbridge head coach Matt Perkins and Fairgrove head coach Bill Voris, but they will maybe next week. And if they get in here a little bit late, we'll work that out. But as always, you can mention us or message us through Facebook, through YouTube, through Twitter. And if we miss something, and I have missed something. I've twice said that West Plains defeated Glendale 24-21. It was 34-28 is that final. That the 24-21 was Camdenton coming back late over Kickapoo. We'll go through the other scores as well. Thursday night games had Archie over Appleton City 54-16. It was Drexel over Lockwood 86-57. North County defeats St. Clair 36-22. John Burroughs over Jennings 13-8. The Mount Vernon Monette game from last night was postponed due to weather, and that will be resumed at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Sullivan over DeSoto 38-0. University Academy over St. Mary's out of Kansas 44-8. It was Webb City over Carl Junction 47-7. Parkway Central over McClure 22-0. Parkway North over McClure North 43-0. Rittenhour over Webster Groves 46-3. Pattonville over Kirkwood 42-14. From tonight, it was Albany over Stanberry 54-32. North Andrew defeats Bishop LeBlanc 64-36. St. Paul Lutheran over Bramer 56-34. Liberal over Greenfield 36-12. King City over DeKalb 66-0. Stewartsville over Mound City 40-12. Tarkio defeats Nottoway Holt 64-6. North Shelby over Northwest 84-30. It was Oric over College Heights 82-30. Osceola over Keatsville 52-20. Jasper over Rich Hill 48-14. Santa Fe over Northland Christian 90-14. Pattonsburg over Schuyler County 78-40. Worth County over St. Joseph Christian 92-12. Sweet Springs over Knox County 50-8. St. Pius X out of Festus over DeBerg here on page 2. It was Butler over Sherwood 50-13. And Ozark Highland Conference. Kabul over Skyline 38-0. Salisbury defeats Carrollton 66-6. Park Hill Central over Caruthersville 58-21. Charleston over Chaffee 36-6. Clark County over Princeton 58-12. Kelly over Malden 36-0. Crystal City over Louisiana 40-20. Putnam County over Father Tolton 34-29. Was Gallatin over Penny 40-0. Grandview over Bayless 32-30. Herman shuts out South Callaway 20-0. Lighthouse Christian falls to Ash Grove 30-27. Kelly over Malden 36-0. Brookfield over Marceline 20-14. Mark Twain over Winfield 49-6. North Platte over Maysville 20-0. Mid Buchanan over Holden 20-14. It was Lone Jack over Midway 28-18. Milan over Harrisburg 41-6. Monroe City 46-13 over Montgomery County. Polo defeats Plattsburgh 55-20. Portageville over Hayti 48-12. Russellville over Van Far 19-6. Adrian over Slater 48-6. West Platte over South Harrison 28-6. South Shelby over Western 43-6. Marionville over Willow Springs 28-6. Colcamp over Windsor 18-14. Page 3. Blair Oaks shuts out Lutheran North 35-0. Bowling Green over Palmyra 71-12. Buffalo over Forsyth 60-35. Centralia over Hallsville 26-20. Fair Grove over Central 36-13. California over Fulton 61-34. Donovan falls to Kennett 45-6. Lafayette County over Lawson 56-19. Lamar shuts out Logan Rogersville 28-0. Liberty Mountain View 60-12 over Agape. Mountain Grove over El Dorado Springs 49-6. Macon over North Callaway 33-0. Richmond over Oak Grove 39-0. Seneca shuts out Springfield Catholic 66-0. Of St. Dominic over Live for Life 23-0. Union over Borgia 42-20. Stratford defeats Ava 21-14. Warsaw over Versailles 32-12. Page 4. St. Joe Central over Benton 47-13. Cassville over Aurora 42-14. Odessa defeats Clinton 49-20. Farmington over Potosi 50-18. Valley Catholic defeats Festus 42-7. Herculaneum over Fredericktown 22-14. Boonville over Marshall 42-6. Maryville over Harrisonville 49-6. Moberly over Osage 43-37. Nevada defeats Reed Spring 34-7. Eldon over Owensville 27-26. Pleasant Hill defeats Lafayette St. Joe 63-7. Seckman defeats University City. I don't have the final, but I know they won. At St. Genevieve over Afton 83-36. Normandy over TDW Prep 48-0. Wright City defeats Orchard Farm 21-7. North County over St. Clair 36-32. Page 5. Center over Lincoln Prep 42-7. Kearney defeats Fort Osage 36-17. Fort Zumwalt South 30. Fort Zumwalt East 12. Riverview Gardens over Gateway 57-28. Green Valley over Grandview 43-28. Lebanon defeats Hillcrest 63-22. Hannibal over Jeff City 53-28. Marquette over Rockwood Summit 14-2. McDonald County over Marshfield 35-13. Rolla defeats Bolivar 42-7. Washington over Warrenton 41-0. Windsor defeats Perryville 28-7. Belton over Winnetonka 21-13. Capital City over Battle 41-32. Carthage over Branson 49-0. Francis Howell over Jackson 41-14. Fort Zumwalt West defeats Belleville West out of Illinois 49-0. Eureka over Hazelwood Central or Hazelwood West 35-0. Kickapoo defeats Camdenton defeats Kickapoo 24-21. Holt over Liberty 48-0. Lindbergh defeats Ladue. Oakville over Melville 42-0. Nixa defeats Neosho 65-21. Waynesville over Parkview 46-22. Hazelwood Central 27. Parkway West 20. Ozark defeats Republic. Rockbridge over Smith Cotton 49-0. Timberland over Slough 37-34. Joplin 52-13 over Willard. Page 7. Lee Summit West 28. Blue Springs nothing. Lee Summit North 24. Park Hill South 7. Rockhurst 48. Blue Springs South 14. And Saturday games of note of schedule that we have on the schedule. CBC is at East St. Louis, Illinois. IMG Academy out of Florida at DeSmet. Chaminade will travel to MICDS. Soldan will go to Roosevelt, and Mount Vernon will finish their game with Monette in Monette. Certainly glad you tuned in. Thanks for everyone sending us text messages, tweets, emails, chat. Hey, if there's anything we need to do or we can do better or you can help us do, get a hold of us, MissouriSportsNetwork@gmail.com. Certainly glad you've tuned in. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us, take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life.